What if the EU AI Act could sharpen your AI strategy instead of slowing it down? In this module, we'll turn regulatory pressure into a practical way to decide which AI projects to accelerate, redesign, or stop, based on risk, business value, and your organization's readiness. Risk labels don't make decisions for you, they inform them. Once you know whether an AI system is high, limited, or minimal risk, you still have to choose the path. Accelerate it, harden and improve it, or kill it. Turning those labels into action is where strategy actually happens. Before you decide which AI projects to accelerate, pause, or cancel, you need a clear risk appetite. That means balancing three forces: what regulators will tolerate, what your customers will trust, and what's acceptable in your specific domain. Explicitly define what too risky looks like for your brand, then evaluate every AI project against that line. Now picture all your AI initiatives as dots on a simple map. One axis is strategic value, revenue, differentiation, or efficiency. The other is regulatory and ethical risk under the EU AI Act. Your job isn't to eliminate risk, but to know exactly where each dot sits, and to govern each one accordingly. On this matrix of risk versus value, every initiative falls into a zone. High risk and low value is the kill zone. Shut these down. Low risk and low value is the distraction zone. Deprioritize them. High risk and high value sits in a tightly controlled transformation zone. And low risk, high value is your acceleration zone. These are the projects to scale aggressively. From that map, every AI initiative ultimately faces one of four outcomes. Some you proceed with, adding reasonable controls. Others you pivot, redesigning the use case or target users to lower risk. Some you deliberately pause, waiting for clearer governance or more mature technology. And a few you stop entirely because the risk-reward equation just doesn't work. When an AI use case is valuable and the risks are manageable, you don't pause or cancel. You proceed with stronger guardrails. You keep the project, but add measures like human review, deeper logging, and clearer documentation to control the downside while preserving the upside. For certain high-risk systems, the smartest move is to redesign, not abandon. Pivoting means asking, how can we keep most of the business value while stripping out the riskiest data, features, or automation in the workflow? You reshape the system so it still pays off, but sits in a safer risk category. In other cases, the best AI decision is to pause. Use this when ROI is unclear and the risk or uncertainty is high. You're not killing the idea, you're parking it until laws, technology, and your internal controls mature enough to make a confident call. Sometimes the right strategic move is to shut an AI initiative down. If it clashes with your values, breaches the law, or the liability clearly outweighs the upside, you stop. Ignore sunk costs. Protect the organization, the brand, and your stakeholders first. None of this means strong AI governance should choke experimentation. The goal is to tightly govern what reaches production, while giving teams safe sandboxes, clearly scoped environments where they can explore bold ideas without exposing the organization to unacceptable risk. To make AI truly strategic, leaders have to act as translators. Technical teams speak in constraints, safety, and limits. Executives think in revenue, speed, and risk reduction. Your role is to connect those languages so technical risk and regulatory categories turn into clear business decisions. All of this comes together in your AI governance flywheel. New ideas enter through intake and get classified. Then you assess each one. What value does it create, and what controls are needed? Next, you decide using the patterns we covered: accelerate, control, redesign, pause, or stop. Finally, you continuously review systems in production and feed those lessons back into intake, so the whole cycle keeps improving. Now turn this into a concrete action plan. First, define your AI risk appetite and document what you will and won't tolerate. Second, map your AI portfolio by risk versus business value. Third, apply clear decision patterns: stop, redesign, control, or scale. Finally, translate those choices into strategy, roadmaps, and clear communication across the business. In the end, compliance is really about confidence. Done well, it protects your brand, unlocks customers and investors, and lets you scale AI without constantly looking over your shoulder, because your risk, value, and decisions all line up.